know GodMen. The APC is a very useless party. Stupid people. Imagine playing people's sensitivity like this. And to think that every day they're sacrificing priests. Sure.
Honestly, that's even one of the saddest parts. That's even one of the. Was it not that same yesterday? Priest was killed. If it wasn't yesterday, then it's 2 days ago.
Yes. Hi. And they had the audacity to pull that stone.
For me, it's like me and Gozie was saying before you guys started coming in. It's just hearing people making an effort to defend it. For me, it's even, I don't know, that's even worse than the act itself. I was in a space yesterday. We had some person who lives in Canada was just busy trying to gaslight everyone and saying that this is politics. It's how politics is played.
People's lives have become politics. It's just that I don't have the strength to be quarreling, because the day that we'll be ready for rubbish people like this, they will hear my voice.
Please, so anytime when we need all the voices that we can afford. Welcome everyone. AGKM, I see you. Eze, I see you as well. I need co-host. Gozie, is it okay if I make you a co-host, please? All right, cool. I'll do that. AGK, do you have the time to co-host with me, I beg? Oh, AGK doesn't have a speaker. Oh, okay. AGK request and speaker, no, because okay, guys, thank you so much, everyone. AGK, please let me give you the speaker. You let me know if it's okay to make you a co-host. I know you're very good at it. Gozie. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, Gozie, I've sent you an invitation. Please accept. And sorry, guys, I'm just trying to work out the technical part. Okay, good. Thank you, everyone, again. AGK, is it okay to make you a co-host, please, before we continue?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm not very sure if I'll be in time because I'm still on the road.
Yeah, I thought so. You could be busy. That's why I kept asking. So, thank you. So, thank you, everyone. We have just started. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that more people would be able to join us, because the more, the merrier. So, as the topic says, this unknown. We all know what happened yesterday. What APC did at Shettima's unveiling yesterday. Even though their principal has come out this morning to shamelessly defend it, I was really hoping that at least he will keep quiet about it and pretend like he didn't know. But he still came out this morning to say that those men of God that were there are still upcoming men of God. So that was their defense today, that those people are still upcoming. So it's crazy. But surprisingly, I found a few people who are trying to defend the act. So that's why I thought, okay, you never know how the other person is thinking. And sometimes what you think is wrong might not be wrong for someone else, especially when they give you their reasons. So that's why I thought, okay, is it APC playing politics at its best, how as they know how to play, or is this just pure scam and deceit on Nigerians? Gozie, please, I would like you to start.
Okay, welcome once more, everyone. Our topic is very interesting because it's happening already. APC is playing with us. They don't rate us at all. Yesterday, I saw that news. I don't know. It was funny too. It was funny. So, but to be serious, it's not good at all. These people don't rate us. Bishops hired bishop. They hired people, paid them 100K to represent as bishop, as clergymen. They even did what was it called, a banner to Association of Bishop and Clergy something Nigeria. Bishops we don't know, or non-bishops. Anyway, they are playing their politics. That's their politics. But these guys, you people said Christians there is no competent Christians in the north. Okay, you people went for Muslim tickets, leave Christians out of your ticket something now. Let's play religious politics. Yet people want to involve us. But anyway, a thing is that we don't this part of the country, we don't value all these religious stuff like that, because if this thing was to be a northern state, or let me say Muslim something, they will tag it blaspheming, and by now some people's shop they would have burned some people's shop, something like that. So, but APC, they're just playing their religious politics, and we don't know how to go about that. But the future will tell. Let's see how what are they called, the imams will respond in that. Thank you very much once more. Chudo.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, actually, the name is Chudi. It's a short form of Chukudi. So, yeah. So, I don't know, but the whole unknown GodMen thing. By this time yesterday was when it was happening, and my first response to it was, first of all, confusion. I was confused. I was okay after I got confused at some point. Then I started getting angry. I was confused because I didn't see the need. I didn't understand the pressure to put up such appearance by the APC. Okay, so when the issue of the Muslim ticket came up, they kept, defending themselves, saying it's all about competence. It's all about competence. That we should take away religion from politics and all. But still, I didn't understand why there was a need to now bring people to pose as Christians or clergymen at their unveiling yesterday. Okay, so it goes to show how deep down they know that that ticket is not a fair ticket. Yes, it's not a fair ticket to Christians, and it's not a fair ticket to, especially Northern Christians, because maybe Tinubu being from the southwest, he would definitely pick a northern running mate, and so he should pick a northern Christian as his running mate. Okay, so it goes to show how well deep down, this thing they say, you can lie to people, but you can't lie to yourself. Okay, you can't lie to yourself, because deep down your conscience will tell you that this thing you're doing doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's what played out yesterday. In my own opinion, that's what played out yesterday. It was a case of people, trying to put up appearance, but knowing deep down that this thing that they did, it wouldn't sit well with a lot of people, because Nigeria is a religiously diverse nation. Nigeria is a culturally diverse nation. Okay, if Tinubu would say he's looking at competence, why didn't he pick probably a Yoruba man, Yoruba Muslim, to run along with him? You get. So he was also saying that they're looking for who would give them the votes, But you don't sacrifice that kind of thing. You don't sacrifice religious diversity on the altar of politics, because these are things that could upset the society. Okay, we are living in a time in Nigeria when a lot of bad things are happening to Christians. Catholic priests are now easy targets. They keep getting kidnapped. They keep getting killed. Priests they keep getting abducted. Christians are being massacred in their places of worship. All these things are happening. So the best you can do for Christians right now is to give them a sense of belonging, is to let them know that they are not second-class citizens, is to dissuade people who are championing this kind of things, to let them know that these Christians that you're massacring, these Christians that you think are second-class citizens, are not that. Is to make us have that feel that, oh, we are part of the process. Okay, inclusion is a very, very important factor when it comes to civic engagement, when it comes to politics. In fact, when it comes to any sector at all, inclusion is very important. So But we didn't see that playing out in the APC ticket. Okay, and they kept talking about how it's all about competence and all. Even if you want to bring it down to competence, I mean, you cannot convince me that there are no competent Northern Christians. It's almost impossible for me to believe that. Okay, so Tinubu should have gone for such a person instead of coming up with somebody who has a whole dent on his image about being a sponsor or an apologist to terrorists. So I wonder why anybody would want that kind of a man on his ticket. But he also goes to say how well or how much of a man of integrity Tinubu himself is. Okay, so why I felt about the charade that happened yesterday was, I didn't know how to place it because I didn't know whose idea that was, for real. I didn't know whose idea that was. For me, there was no need to come up with that. There are some things you that are very, very unnecessary, to put up. It could be some form of defense mechanism. Don't even bring it up at all. Just continue with your Muslim ticket thing. Just keep going. There's no need to keep making Christians angry all over again. I mean, that was a huge insult on the sensitivity and sensibilities of Christians. That was a huge insult. Just 2 days ago, a Catholic priest who was abducted alongside another one was murdered. And then 2 days later, people are posing to be Catholic priests and bishops and whatever, or maybe not Catholics, but I don't know which church those men came from. Let's excuse them. Okay, it's not Catholic, but which church are they coming from? Nobody could identify any of them. So it's everything is not politics. Everything is not politics because you might say, "Oh, it doesn't concern me today. I'm not a Christian, so it doesn't concern me." Tomorrow it could be your own religion being taunted like that, being blasphemed against like that. Okay, I wonder how many Muslims would have taken that lightly. I really wonder how many Muslims would have taken that lightly. So I just hope that going forward, I mean, the tickets are set already. It's Tinubu and Shettima and all that. So they should just go ahead with whatever they are doing. They don't need to keep making people angry. They don't need to keep making people angry. If they believe in themselves that a Muslim ticket is the best that they can offer in a country like Nigeria in a year like 2022, 2023, then they should just go ahead. There's no need trying to pacify me by bringing men to feign as bishops or whatever. Doesn't make any sense to me. And I really, really, I've been vocal about it, especially on my social media platforms, and I don't mind engaging anybody in an argument physically to make my points known. So I think I will use the mic at this point. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chudo. Ejikeme, go on.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, Nkechigozie Chudi. Good evening. Ibani, I see you. Bobo Chicago Adambo Numero. Okay, I see the show of shame of yesterday as a slap on the Christian community in Nigeria. It shows that these people don't see Christianity as a religion. They don't rate us at all. Reason why I'm saying this thing is that I could remember while I was growing up. I grew up in Lagos. I grew up in a place they call Mushin, Shaga Close to be precise, very close to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. Okay, in the place we were staying then, our house, we had Muslims who were staying with us there then. There is this day I was, because once it's 6 o'clock, I'm supposed to go for block rosary. So I didn't go for block rosary that day. I followed some guys from our house to the mosque, So I left that. I was going for block rosary, and I joined them and followed them to the mosque. So when we got to the mosque, they wanted to pray. So I had to just join them now. I washed my hand, washed my leg, did everything they were doing. I was just watching them. Then we entered inside the mosque. They started their Allahu Akbar prayer. So I joined them. When they kneel, I kneel. When they stand, I stand. When they bend, I bend. You understand? I was just... So I didn't know that one of the Alpha was actually monitoring me. So after the whole after the whole prayer, one of the Afar now called me. So he asked me a question. Like there's what they call KEU. You understand? It's just like catechism. Like for Catholics, like you're going for catechism, they go for KEU. So he asked me, that like if I have done my KEU. So I said no. So he was now asking me that I should recite. There's this thing they recite, Alif Ba Ta Sa. So no, I said yes, that I've done my KEU. So I said I should recite that Alif Ba Ta. So I wasn't able to recite that stuff. The next thing I saw was that the man just slapped me. Next thing was they said I should kneel down. They went and brought out Koboko. These guys flogged me. As small as I was then, they flogged me. After flogging me, I'm making so many gesture at me. They still took me, as in dragged me to my house and met my parents and warned my parents that the next time they see me in their mosques, you understand, that they were going to kill me. You understand? So now, look at what happened yesterday and this story I just said. Just imagine that we are having a Christian ticket. That is in a Christian ticket. Then the Muslim people say that okay, we will not agree with your your Christian ticket. Then the Christian faith went behind, or the Christian they went behind their back to go and pay some people to wear their hijab and all that and come to the mosques and come for the unveiling just like they did yesterday. Just imagine what would have been happening in northern Nigeria as we speak. Imagine what would have been happening to people's business. Imagine what would have been happening to people, because this is pure blasphemy. There's no two ways about it. Because I see people come to defend this thing and I begin to wonder, are these people truly human beings? Because somebody in his right senses will not come out. Though some of the APC members have condemned that act. It is very, very wrong. It's just like you are telling the whole Christian community in Nigeria that you cannot do anything. That is what it is. That you cannot do anything. That we can do anything and we can go away with it. You understand? Reverend fathers have been kidnapped since this year. At least we've buried like close to 8 reverend fathers. 8 priests have been buried, kidnapped and killed. And you are coming to preach of a Muslim ticket. Somebody whom a vice presidential candidate whom have in the past endorsed these people that are doing this thing, who have in the past eaten and dined with them, and you tell me it doesn't matter. But seriously, 2023 is actually going to prove something if this country will remain. Because somebody like me, with what happened yesterday, I began to look at the whole thing that I've been hearing about Nigeria not going to work. I'm beginning to look at it like maybe this thing these people are saying is true. But for somebody like me, 2023 is my last shot at this country. Serious. After 2023, if we don't get it right, it's either I leave Nigeria and I will just leave this country in whichever way I want to. I will just make sure I'm no longer staying in this country, because this is not a country, and we'll call it a country. People are making jest of people just because you feel like you have the upper hand. If Christians were the one who did this thing yesterday, I'm still trying to imagine what would have been happening in the north now. Churches would have been burnt down. People would have been killed. But people are coming on space to justify this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ejike, man. Emotions is flowing, so. If you want to speak, request for mic, request for mic, so we can give you the floor to speak. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Ejike, what you said earlier, I was after the time when I saw the news yesterday, I was like, what the fuck? As in, I was trying to imagine what if we are the ones that did this stuff that these guys do. So it was, as in, the thing was like a mess. Imagine by now, some people's shop would have been on fire. The Igbos as a whole. So anyway, well, we shall leave that. This country, anyway, I believe that the country will work, but I don't know. I don't know again. But I still believe, 2023. That's our last chance to do some changes. What's her name? Nkechi, are you there? Are you still here with us?
Okay, let me chip something in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, I was speaking with my cousin today, and there is something we the OB supporters should we need to be calling out INEC, because he was telling me that the whole polling unit in his locality, he stays at Awoyaya. There's a place they call Awoyaya after Aja. He said the whole polling unit at his locality has been moved into the Oba Palace. You understand? So anybody who is coming to vote on that day will be voting inside the Oba Palace. You understand? And I tried to ask him what the reason why this thing. He said that maybe they want to, use that opportunity to, rig the election, because the Oba Palace is like is a fenced place. So them having the election inside there, you can't go inside there and refuse to do whatever they want you to do, and and maybe come out alive or something like that. So we need to start calling out INEC. We need to start calling out INEC, because there are public schools around there, but these guys are taking the polling unit into the palace of a king. So, and when they start doing this kind of thing, they must have planned something. I don't see the reason why you'll be having a polling unit in the palace of a king. So we need to start calling out INEC. And another thing is though Syrup have said they've gone back to court, but let's just hope and let's just pray that they will get the injunction to extend the voters registration till the end of August, because if not, so many people are here to register. My little sister who stays at Onitsha, called me today and was saying that she's been going to this registration unit for the past 2 weeks, and it's not yet her turn. You understand? For like 2 weeks now. So I don't know. And from what she said, people are much there. So I don't know. I don't know what else we can do to see that these guys extend this PVC registration, because we really need to register people, and we have people who are willing to register. We need to start calling out INEC on our timeline. It's very, very important.
In
Okay.
addition, to what you said there, I said it like 2 weeks ago. INEC is working for APC. I noticed that they are working for APC. My side, I don't know if you know, local government. I went to village like last 2 weeks. I traveled from Owerri to village, so I went to INEC office to check whether things are going on there. So this guy told me he's going to farm. The INEC man there. I was like, why are you people not doing registration today? He said that they are not registering today. Say you want to go to farm, like you are going to farm on a Tuesday, like Monday is at home. This Tuesday, you are going to farm. So I was ashamed. Like in my own village, gone. This guy is going to farm. Why on Tuesday registration should be going on there in the neck office there? So he said to me, they are not working every day. That's an order from above. They don't used to work every day. They used to work like Tuesday, sometimes on Tuesday, sometimes on Friday, sometimes. So I asked him. He said that the last time they did the registration was on Saturday. I asked him what was their number. He said 30. 30. You register 30 on Saturday. Then today, that is Tuesday. That day is Tuesday. You are going to farm. Come on. INEC is working for APC. That's the real truth. So I don't know what they're going to do about that one, but
see, sorry, INEC are not working for APC. I can tell you that for free. They are not working for APC. These same people you see at Ogu are same people. They are all Easterners. You understand? Most of the INEC people I see that I've seen around here, they are from the East. You understand? They are from the East here. No, you won't see a Northerner, registering people in the East. So that is why I said they also are feeling this pain. But the only thing is, we used to do before, when I was joining them. What they do is you try to motivate them. You understand? You try to motivate them. There was a space we had, and one INEC guy came and said the same thing, that even if it's 5,000, you understand, you give to them. Because the problem is, most of all these guys, they are not well paid. So, and you just need to motivate. Like those guys you said that register 30 people. If you give that same person, 5,000 and in the morning, and tell the person, okay, just please use this one to hold your body, you will see that same person will register 200 people that day. I don't know if you understand me. So you just need to try and motivate them. It is very, very important. Igbo elites in various communities are supposed to come out and see how they can support these people, not just staying in your house and saying INEC are not working. I know INEC are not doing so. INEC are working for APC. They are not working for APC. For me, they are not working for APC. What they lack is motivation. Just try and motivate them. They will do more. Thank you.
The last point you made, AGK, was why I raised my hand. That's what I was going to say. I think we as individuals are actually doing more than we should, about this PVC awareness and registration and stuff like that. But the political elites and people, that speak and their voices are heard, especially in the Southeast, are not doing anything. They don't seem to be bothered that people are being disenfranchised even before the election comes, or that people are not being able to register. And that is the part that I don't understand. So even like them, like the governors, the senators, the councillors, and all that, do they not need people to vote for them to start with? So why are they not calling out INEC? Why are they not doing something to make sure that INEC, does what it's supposed to do? At the end of the day, it's not right that an INEC staff who is being paid salary would wait for me to come and motivate him with another 5,000 naira or 2,000 naira before he or she does their job. That is not right. But I think that will be a discussion for another day. It's what it is. If anybody can afford to motivate them for things to move on, oh well, fair enough. But why are our people who are so-called leaders, why are they nonchalant? Why are they not concerned about what is going on, especially in the Southeast, for a start? Anyway, I want to welcome everyone who is here. Oh, yes, sorry. Can I just say something quickly, then you come in? Thank you for joining in. Please, we're still a few. The space has not been long we started. You can see what the topic is there. And now we are talking about PVC and ANEC as well. So whichever of the topics that you want to say something about, kindly request the mic, please. And then so you can have your time. AGK, you've got the mic.
Okay, let me just reply. You are saying why our leaders not trying to see, or why are they not helping matters? There are two things that is making this thing not move like we want it, or that is making the government not pay enough attention in the East here. One, the East, especially states like Enugu, Abia, Ebonyi. These states have continued to practice a one-party system. If you watch, it's been PDP all through. It is just a point that, okay, it was even because the governor defected, he won in PDP and had to defect to APC. You understand? So when you look at it, you see that these guys, they feel like even if they register people or they don't register people, they are still going to win the election. So they just feel like it doesn't matter. Then secondly, most of these people, most of the leaders now knows that they are not going back. You understand? Most of them are retiring. So what is the need of them, coming out to tell people go and register your PVC when they know that they register, they don't register, it doesn't concern them. So it's these two things that is making it look like the government. If it was like governor of Enugu State now, maybe he's just finished his first tenure and he's going for a second tenure, he will be motivated to come out and and support the PVC registration. You understand? So that's it. Or we have another strong party like in Enugu that is that has been active. You see them come out and support. So, but they just look at it like, what are they even doing there? So you register, you don't register. I am going to my house. I've done my part. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Brown guy, I see you've requested the mic. You've got the mic, please. Hello, brown guy. Are you here with us? Okay. While we are waiting for brown guy to come, so the topic, I gave a sort of introduction when we just started, and it was just a few of us then. So it's based on what happened yesterday during Shettima's unveiling, who is the APC running mate to Tinubu. I'm sure most of us are conversant by now with what happened, how these, group of men and women were gathered from God knows where to come and act as if they were men of God, So it's just, for me, I feel like it's a sacrilege, what happened yesterday. But then I've heard a few people try to defend it. And that's why I was thinking, are there other people out there who feel that was just politics, APC doing politics, and it's not a big deal? Or do you think that it was just APC trying to deceive all of us? Brown, I see your hand is up. I called you earlier. You can speak now, please, Brown. Brown guy, are you here?
It's no more here. His network is disturbing.
Oh, okay. I still see him. Sorry. I think the next person is Imani. Abi?
Yeah.
Okay, Imani, you have the mic, please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, good evening. Good evening, host. Ejikeme, good evening. Yeah. So, about the thing, the APC thing, the bishops, right? So this is, of course, some of us we are not surprised, we are not shocked. Shettima is a known bigot. His tapes, the things he has said are out there. Tinubu is also someone with a very shaky, not shaky reputation, a non-existent reputation as a person in terms of character, tolerance, even all the talk they are claiming in Lagos that he appointed Christians, he did this one, he did that one. Of course, character-wise, he's zero. A thief, a scammer, a liar, and all that. But this is the thing I keep on telling people. It's just sorry, especially if you're a Wike fan here. At the time when the presidential field was crowded with all sorts of characters, Saraki, Wike, Amechi, everybody. One of the persons I had a very intense dislike for was Wike. Sorry if maybe you are a strong Wike supporter, or if you like Wike. And the reason is because I was telling people that, look, it's not about saying, oh, someone will become president and then they will build bridges, they will build roads, they will do this, they will do that. You can see the character and the mindset of APC. Lies, deceit, hypocrisy. See, if APC, one thing I always used to tell people is that if this Tinubu enters now to continue from Buhari, this Twitter, if those of you that know Waju, we were on Waju space. So some people came, he was talking about tolerance towards Christianity and something like that, one kind of topic like that. And then when we were there, someone now came and was saying that the killing is not religiously motivated, it's not targeted. Why do you not ask that guy, what does he think about Deborah's killing? The guy said, yes, that's in Islam. When somebody does something like that, they deserve to be killed. He got mad, he removed the guy. The next person sent one of the co-hosts a DM and said he wants to come and give balanced view. When that one too came on, the first thing he told Waju was that DSS was going to, that Waju should not be surprised if DSS come and carry him. Both, even their supporters, even the people that support them, I'm telling you, if APC if Tinubu should continue after Buhari, very important things like our free speech. This Twitter, okay, why do you think you know what happened in Owo? Why do you think some of these things happening across? These mediums have become Twitter, Facebook, some of these things have become the only means that we are using to monitor what is going on in this country. They will kill people in Owo, kill people in wherever they will kill people, and as all of us know, NTA will be showing Arugungu Festival. So one of the things that really scares me about APC, it's not even about road. It's not about, although it's critical, it's basic. It's not even about pipe bomb water. It's about rights. Would we be able to protest under a Tinubu government? The answer is big. It's a big no. This Facebook, this Twitter, all these things we have will be gone. You can see the extent that they went to misrepresent Christians. The thing you'll be hearing on the news, are you sure you'll be hearing what is actually going on in the country? The answer is a very big no. So it's just, just that. And, about voters registration, well, maybe, I don't know if we could put some pressure, because there's some people here that I kind of have been on their necks. So today they went to attempt to get their voters card. When they went to attempt to register, and, they just came back and they said they met so many people, and that the INEC officials were even asking for money. So I don't know, but that's just it. APC, what they did just shows their character, and it's like everyone here knows, obviously, it is the battle of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Because I would like to take over if you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. Please take over.
Okay, thank you so much. Ayo, you answer. Ayo, go ahead.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay, good evening, everybody. Nkechi, Kuze, Ejikeme, my brother, I can see you. Angel of Life. All right. So to the topic: unknown GodMen, unknown GodMen at APC. So let me start. So I dropped something on the Jumbotron. So I think the last speaker made mention of the fact that APC, that's the character of APC. Now, I want to give us a better insight, especially for those of us who are probably in the diaspora, and maybe some of my friends in the southeastern or south part of the country who may not really, or should I say, who have a superficial understanding of what APC represents. I'm from the southwest. Now, so let me start by saying this equivocally. This is a public space, and peradventure this is being recorded. PDP was corrupt, no doubt, right? Now, but APC is an association of professional criminals. Let me repeat that. It's an association of people coming together who are criminals, like criminals before ascending power. Go and scan through all the elements that came together to form APC. You will discover that these guys are either drug lords, yahoo, internet fraudsters, religious bigots, people who are criminals, who have performed or perpetrated some form of crimes even before they ventured into politics. Now, In 2013 or 2014, when APC as a political party was formed, do not forget that this party came as a result of merger of the following political parties. One, we had AD. AD evolved into ACN. ACN evolved then, of course, into APC. We had CPC, who initially were APP, from APP to AMPP, and then, of course, we had CPC. And then we had ABGA, some version of ABGA coming together. Now, guys, up north, the mistake that many of us always make is that we assume that all politicians up north originally were members of CPC. No. Those, the core people that drove CPC, as I did, go and look at all of them. They were all religious bigots. 90% of them were, are Fulani, men, all right? And these guys had their own agenda, which of course I don't have to go deep into, we all know. Now, so their own agenda was crystal clear. And they started their own agenda from 2009, after the death of Yaradua. This was the time when all of these guys from the up north, not all of them obviously, but I'm talking about the people that drove the agenda of CPC, came together under their own unique agenda. Okay, and then of course they used Buhari as their own, as the should I say, as the poster boy. And then what happened in 2011 was the fact that because they didn't want a minority who happened to be Jonathan as at that time to continue because they felt cheated. That was where they brought Buhari, who happened to be this from the same state as Yaradua then. And what happened when Jonathan defeated Yaradua? Now, please let me remind us. In 2003, Buhari contested. He lost, but there was no violence up north. In 2007, he lost against his own brother. There was no violence up north. In 2011, when he lost, what happened? Now, because the agenda was already in motion, what happened? A lot of Christians up north, over 800 of them. You can go and check. Over 800 Christians, many who are non-indigenous, were killed in 2011. Now they continue their agenda. Now, what happened after 2011 election? There was now a coalition of criminals down south, whose agenda were just for political reason. Okay, they wanted power. A collaboration of these people down south and this religious bigot up north came together to form APC in 2013-2014. Now, so when you talk about the of course, we know that it said by their fruits you shall know them. You don't expect a bad fruit to produce, a bad tree to produce a good fruit. So whatever you've seen in 2014, and thank God Jonathan was sensitive enough to step down immediately. I'm very sure he got a security report. When people say, "Oh, Jonathan was naive," why would he have actually relinquished power? It is not because don't forget that it was the chief commander of the armed forces, so he must have gotten exclusive information as to the agenda of these criminals. Of course, they imported Fulani people from outside Nigeria, from Nigeria, from what have you, into the country to do what? To replicate on a grand scale what they did in 2011. Then don't let me also let me also remind us that Boko Haram became so popular between that same 2011 to 2014. Bombing everywhere up north. What happened? Immediately these criminals entered. Bombing in the major cities stopped completely. Like completely. Immediately they got back to they got that power. Now, so fast forward to 2022. What you are seeing here is a continuation of that same agenda. Now, but please do not forget that it's a combination of different criminals. So the agenda, their deep agenda is different. So for people in the south, it's all about power. They just want power. Okay, to themselves. For people in the north, core people in the north, the Fulani especially, their own is to do their own, whatever, maybe Fulani, whatever, Fulanization, whatever their own agenda may be. So my point is this: if we are not ready, see, all of this that we are seeing is just, I call it thriller of a major, a blockbuster movie. Whatever we are seeing now, it's just a thriller. By the time 2023, God forbid, if they ascend power, that is now when we will see a different scale of criminality, especially down south. Especially down south, south, southwest, southeast, down south. Because now, these criminals from the south who had collaborated with them, they will even be so surprised of what will eat them come 2023. What will eat them? Because their counterparts or their partners up north, their own agenda is quite deeply rooted, way back the 18th and 19th century. So these guys who are just thinking that they are aiming for power will be so surprised when they are even taken off from the seat, and then we'll now see another dimension completely. So my point is this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not collected your PVC, or you know people around you who have not collected their PVC, this is not the time to do I'm a big boy. Try to if it will take you to tip INEC official, please do it. I've shared it several times. This is Nigeria. You don't need to be political correct. The reason why we are advocating for Peter Obi is because we believe in him to be the person to reset this country. But if he's not in the seat of power, he cannot reset. So if you are clamoring saying, oh, INEC are not cooperating, you should expect all of that. This is Nigeria. Come together. Pull resources together. If you want to tip them, tip them. The most important thing is get registered. Enough of the complaint, enough of the crying, enough of the, permit me to use the word wailing. Let us focus on the end goal. The end goal is let's have as many people, innocent, bright young people who need to register. Because if you don't register, it's as good as you are thumbing or you are voting for these same gangsters. Okay, and now let me end by saying, no, I said I posted something on the Jumbo Road. Now, these guys, for you to know that these guys are criminals. What they've done intentionally, and we've already fed for it, is that they posted some pictures.
I think we are losing now your Deji. I can see he's connecting. Oh, well. He posted something, actually. I have seen it. I think what he was trying to make a reference to it. So what these APC guys have done is that they collected a few nice pictures, some nice pictures of bishops, and then the person called Ayekoto says the leader of the bishops delegation who led bishops to Tinubu Shettima's Unveiling is the presiding bishop of Peace Chapel, Mararaba, Karu, local government area of Nasarawa State. What's his name? Ayodeji retweeted the tweet and said, this image is fake. These men here wearing at the venue, these are not the hired bishops APC contracted yesterday. And if you take time to click on that post and look at the pictures, you would agree with him that those pictures, the people represented in those pictures are not the same hired unknown GodMen that we are talking about. So if Ayodeji comes back, we'll give him the mic again when the time comes, but we would have to move on. Brown guy. Brown guy, are you available now?
Yes, I'm available. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, you've got the mic, please. Somebody keeps missing everything. You have the mic, please. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, you have the mic.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was having network issues back there. So at some point, I support what Ayodeji has said. I support by you tipping those INEC officials in order to get yourself registered and all that. This is reality. It's just the reality that we are right now. Even retrieving national ID card or any other thing that you will go there and see the Mammon crowd and everything, they will still want to rip off from you what you have in order to get those things. So it is very important and it should not be discouraging. Here where I am in Ilorin, I base in Ilorin, there's a circulation going around on WhatsApp and everything that there are some points where you can have INEC registration and all that, and then I think they charge 500 naira. So it's cheap. Since they've started pricing it, it's cheap. 500 naira is affordable, and people are actually turning out to that. I encourage people to do that. Now to the topic, unknown GodMen. Well, I'm a Catholic, and then it was a show of shame yesterday for what we saw. It was a big show of shame. Up until even on my own WhatsApp, when I uploaded these things on my WhatsApp and saying, but like, what is this and what is that? Some people still out to challenge me and telling me, these APC people, in fact, you can't argue with them. You can't argue with them. The best thing you just do is just ignore and ignore. In my area where I am, yes, this is a Yoruba land and everything, and I understand Yoruba up to some extent. I am an Igbo guy. What they do is they approach some of us. Like me, up to yesterday, somebody even approached me and was asking me, Omo Igbo, Baoni, Talima Dibofun, all those kind of things. I will answer. I will join them. Yes. Our local, I know who I am voting for. All the people here, all of you. I used to tell them, when the time comes now, you have experienced like 2 or 3 elections here. It is the usual thing. It is the rice, it's the indomie, and everything they come to share, which is very, very, very bad. They know themselves. They know. In fact, I don't know. They pay. Yes, they do all these things. But now, 2023 is looking like a 20 for all of us. And I'll encourage everybody that has not gotten their PVCs to actually go and get it. Go out and then vote with the conscience. Vote with the conscience. It is not easy. That thing that happened yesterday was very, very, very uncalled for. And then to some point, I believe I'm trying to figure out that the CAN that we have, CAN representatives we have in Nigeria, are not just doing anything. They just did a show of shame, like disgracing a whole CAN body, a full CAN body, disgracing them up to that extent. And none of them have probably the next thing they said was, okay, they are associating themselves from the conversation. That is not, it's not so. You don't do that. You call them out. You go call them out. Most of the TV stations we have and all that, they are all compromised and everything by these powerful elites. But yes, it's normal. Please, I just want to beg on every other person here. Please, if you don't have your PVC, just go out, get one. Get your PVC, get yourself registered. We are still young. For those of us that are here that are still young, we are still very young. And then there's still time for us to correct this wrong going on. Not easy. 5, 6, 7 months to go. At the long run, everything will turn out to be fine. Thank you. I yield the mic.
Okay, thank you so much. Ayo, continue.
Right, sorry, I didn't even know it was disconnected. Interestingly, I was just talking, so I'm not too sure if the last thing you guys had me say.
Yeah, the last point we heard was when you were trying to make reference to the post you made on the Jumbotron.
Okay, very well. So the Jumbotron image. Now there's a lot of images being circulated, but this one, all the images that you are seeing on the Jumbotron were not people on ground yesterday. So please, we need to understand that. Now, what these guys do, because APC, when it comes to propaganda, give it to them. They compete directly with the devil. Now, is that they deliberately share those images so that we can fall trap, hold on to those images as part of the images circulating yesterday, knowing fully well that these images are not true. Okay, what they are now trying to do is that they will discredit this one that is false, so that they can now be able to use it to discredit the real one. That's the other ones that we've been seeing, the ones that we have the videos and what have you. The ones when the ones that they were carrying chair, the ones that they were entering the hall. Those ones were real, obviously, because this was happened yesterday. Now, but this one, all the 4 images that you see here, did not happen yesterday. Okay, so they are deliberately doing that so that once we fall trap, they can be able to use it to discredit the facts. These guys are very smart. So please, if you've shared it and you've misrepresented it as one of the images of yesterday's event, please, you can do a disclaimer. It is false. It is not, because that is what they want us to do. And just to say once again, please, it's important for us to get the PVC. In 2019, I've said it before in other spaces. The North did not bring Buhari to power. The Southwest did not bring Buhari to power in 2019. It was the Southeast and South that contributed more to Buhari winning that election. And how did they do that? Through voter apathy. So we cannot afford that again in 2023. We cannot. The middle belt, the southeast, and the south-south is the stronghold of Peter Obi. And if we have over 80% in those regions coming out in their numbers, that is 80% of the total registered voters, even the ones that have registered before, plus the ones that are still registering. If you have 80%, I can assure you, Peter Obi will be the winner come 2023. Because in the north, a lot of things will play out up north. PDP will spend money. APC will spend money. Kwankwaso will probably will probably sell out, okay, or still try his luck. So it simply means that if we all we need to do up north, that's a corner, is to get 25%. And then obviously I know that down in the southwest, Peter Obi will have over 40%. So mark that with the core. You guys have population, but for whatever reason, historically they've used, permit me to use that, they've hypnotized my brother from the southeast and the south to ensure that you guys are not interested in the elections. In 1983 election, I think it was in 1999, we had over 1.3 or 1.4 million voters from, I think, Abia State. So what has happened now? We're not having 300,000, 250,000. So if everybody comes out, I can assure you, you guys have the population, you have the strength, okay? And Peter Obi would be definitely the winner come 2023. So let's get more motivated. Let's do more. And I pray that God will help us. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
Thank you so much for that beautiful contribution. You made very relevant points. There was something you were saying about how, if not for social media, that we wouldn't have, been able to have access to what is happening. I remember saying a similar thing yesterday as well, because if not that social media has made it very much easier for us to gain access to real-time happenings and to real-time events as they happen. This thing that APC did, there's no way most of us would have heard about it or even noticed it, because the traditional media like NTA and channels, they'll be busy showing us, telling us how can send representatives, irrespective of the Muslim ticket. And that's what most of us would have believed. But thank God for the people who took their time to make videos to expose these things, and thank God for social media as well. And something that I've been thinking about since this thing happened yesterday, Tinubu and his people have done everything, used all sorts of tactics, used sorts of vocabulary and English to convince us that Muslim tickets do not matter. It doesn't mean anything. So if it didn't matter, why have they made so much effort to make sure that there are what looks like a representative of the Christian, let me say Christian kingdom, for lack of a better word to use? Why did they make so much effort to show that representation that even though they have a Muslim ticket, that the Christians are in support of it? And they had to go to the extent that they went to fake it, with the scam that they pulled off yesterday. Anyway, we'll move on. We have some new people. Mba Victor, you have the mic, please.
Okay, good day, my sister. Good day, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so my contribution is this. The truth is that for me, nobody should expect anything good from these people. They have run out of ideas. You understand? They think this is 2022, but they never knew that they still believe that they are in that 90s and all that, and their own days has gone. If it's about winning this election, the kind of margin that Obi is going to use is going to be different. They are busy talking. Obi is busy mobilizing everybody on the board every blessed day. Obi have never rested for one day. It's just about people that doesn't know him. If you know him very well, Obi hand is on the desk every blessed day, moving from one place to the other, and is meeting the real stakeholders. So what I want to suggest is about PVC. I wish there is anybody that have any contact, if you can plead with them about the PVC, because of there's something they said. They said that if you register 2 times, that they are going to cancel the new one and retain the old one. You understand? So if there is a way we can plead with them, instead of canceling the new one, the old one, they should cancel the new. Instead of canceling the new one, they should cancel the old one and retain the new one, because many people don't even know that they have that, because many people abandon their card in the list. They never knew that they have printed the card or something like that. So they went ahead and actually applied for another one. Then secondly, about PVC again, if there is any way they can, like now, because the way they are doing it now, many people that are obtaining PVC now may not be able to get that card. So if there is any way they can do it the way they do BVM, because BVM, you don't need to wait for the card. If once you register, they will print out the soft copy and give to you. You go and lament it and hold it and hold on until when the card will come. So I don't even know why they didn't use this pattern, because if they use that pattern, whether you have the voter's card or not, you can use that printout to vote. So if there is any way, if there is some people that are involved that are very close to INEC that can have this discussion with them, it will be very, very valid. Even if you have registered, you can just go to their website and print it out, or go to the offices and print it out, even if the main card didn't come out. So that is the suggestion I want us to. For now, let us forget about all this their drama. The major thing now is to concentrate on this PVC, because the time is limited. That is what I want to contribute to it. Thank you very much. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Ayo, you want to say something? Ayo.
Yes, with regards to what Umba said, so it's not possible actually for us to use BVN because of the Electoral Act. So the Electoral Act did not make provision for that. So there's no way INEC could use, for this particular 2023 election anyway, another means of identifying people aside from PVC. And that is why we keep shouting from the rooftop that we should influence it. The only prayer that I just have is that because they've been taken to court, INEC has been taken to court, and I just really pray and hope that we win the case against INEC so that there can be an extension of PVC registration. However, even with the extension, I discovered that people try to the drive reduces once people hear there's an extension. Because I recall in April, May, when we knew that okay, the deadline was around that May, people were rushing out to register. Immediately it was extended to July. People just relaxed and everything. So that's just another worry I have. But I just really hope this time around that if it's extended, because we have like 10 days left, people would actually go out and pick up their PVC. All right, to register.
Okay, brother, sorry. I want to say something because he misunderstood me. What I said, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what I said is that if there is a way we can talk to INEC, I'm not talking about using BVM data. What I'm saying is that there is the way they do on BVM. Once you register, you have a printout of your ID card immediately, which you can be using to sort yourself out, go to a bank, means of identification and all that. Even till now, many people, even me, I registered for BVM about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, but since then I've been using the BVM card to do whatever I want to do, but the main card is not yet out. So if there is a way INEC can convert those things in their system so that the soft copy will be in the system. So if they cannot be able to get the card, people can go to their system and print out the thing. Everybody have their own number, which is totally different. That is what I'm saying. You understand? If there is a way that we can suggest it to INEC, I think it's going to help so that majority of people that are registered recently, can be able, even if they don't have the card, they can be able to go to their INEC server and print their decision out.
In 2015, please, can you please, okay, in 2015, we used what we call the temporary voters card. Temporary voters card. It was a paper, it was a slip given to us in 2015. Okay, so I think what you suggested is something reasonable. If INEC would not be able to produce the hard copy, the plastic card for new voters, maybe they could just adopt the temporary voters card method so that people can print it out as a slip. And wow, this is a good idea. I really hope it can be adopted, though. I just really hope it can be adopted.
Now, I honestly don't see why it can't be adopted. You know, I don't want to be sounding negative anymore, but if you ask me, these are some of those bureaucratic bottlenecks that, that's been put in place to just cause hurdle and obstacles to the citizens at every point. This is something computer. I'm not a programmer. As much technical as I am, I have no clue of how software is done or how they are produced. But I believe that, INEC system should be able to detect when there's a double registration. Because at the end of the day, like date of birth, name, these are like the basic data that are used, that once you say your name and your date of birth, it begins to sort of raise an alarm. So how is it that somebody could come register once or twice, register twice or even more than that, and the system doesn't detect it, that there's already a registration for this person, and then they go ahead and register that person only to come back to say, we are going to nullify the new one. Why would you nullify the new one? Is it not the old one that you would nullify? Because it's possible that that person's some of the information, like address, for example, may have changed. Or even the person's age, for example, if they registered like when they were 18 and now they are 21 or 30 and registering again. So is it not possible that some of the information have changed? So is it not reasonable or common sense that one would expect them to nullify the older registration rather than the new one? So, I don't know. Some people have said that INEC is working against the citizens, but I do not believe that. But when you look at some of these things that happen, and especially some of them that you feel like these are easy problems that could be solved, you just you can't help but wonder why does it have to be so? But like Ayodeji and I think it was Mba as well, and a few people that have spoken here have said, what we need to do is to move on, instead of looking at the problems, but to see how we can jump and pass them and get to our destination. Thank you, everyone that has joined. If you want to speak, kindly request the mic. The topic is unknown godmen or unknown bishops, based on what happened yesterday. But then we have a spin-off, about this registration and PVCs and all the problems that people are still having. So that is where we are at the moment. Gozi, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so do you want to have the mic for a few minutes, please?
Yeah, I want to contribute something. Mba, you said something about temporary print out something. They used to give that. They used to give temporary stuff. Now, if you register your PVC now, they will give you print out temporary. You hold that one when your original PVC is out. You use that one to collect the original PVC. So, but now, unfortunately, during 2015 election, you can vote with that temporary one. But come 2023, the new electoral act, they say that you cannot vote again with the temporary PVC. You have to have permanent voters card to vote. So that's on that one. But that INEC cannot make things easy. They are trying to make things difficult. Like they're trying to scare people away from registering the PVC stuff. So if you look what the thing happening now, INEC, I don't know if to use this word. They are not ready. Like INEC, they are not ready for this coming election. I don't know if I'm the only one thinking this way. INEC, they are not ready at all. How can you stop people from registering election that is continuous voters registration? you went ahead to drop a deadline date for the registration to stop when it's continuous voters registration. I don't know. Like my friends used to say, there is nothing independence about the INEC self. They are just, I don't know, they're just working for the ruling party. But some people say they disagree with me. But I don't know what else to say about that one.
Gonzio, you posted something now. I think it's a post from Anambra Fetch Son that says that INEC is working with Tinubu's company. How verifiable is this?
Yeah, I'm trying to verify if I will make comments on that.
Okay. Okay, no problem. I haven't read it, but I just had a quick look at it. I will also read it and find out how to read it.
From what I've read there, it's a renewal of the contract. So in other words, the company, that's the said company owned by Tinubu and some APC guys, had been working with INEC before now.
Okay.
Probably in terms of maybe the card reader software or hardware or whatever. I wouldn't know in what capacity. But my point is that since it's a renewal, I want to assume and believe that it should not be something that will compromise the system itself. That is, I want to believe that it shouldn't be something to worry too much about.
Well, when you say renewal, how do you mean, please? I don't really understand.
Renewal of a contract with INEC. You said the company had given the renewal of what's it going to call now? It said INEC renews contracts for PVC and card reader.
Yeah, so do you not think that because Tinubu is now a presidential aspirant, that it's not proper that contract should be renewed if that company actually belongs to him?
Well, yes, I understand. So, but then you also have to understand that this is Nigeria. I mean, we don't even know the company. I mean, so number one, we're not sure if it's Tinubu's company, and number two, if it's not Tinubu's company, it can be given to a Nigerian that would even go behind the back and sell out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is Nigeria. So rather giving us ourselves any unnecessary headache. My own is because immediately I saw that headline, I just saw the word renew. And then I thought of it in this way that, okay, that means this company had been working with INEC before now. Okay, so the question is, before now, has there been any breach, maybe technical breach in the system? I don't think so. I mean, nobody has actually ever raised any objection to that effect. Okay, because if that is the case, I don't think APC should have been engaged in vote buying. Because that's an easy way for them to actually manipulate the system technically and get votes. Okay, so that's what I think anyway. So I wouldn't take that too seriously actually.
Anyway, I believe for now I don't think there's any of us here that's got good information on that. I think we need to research more so that we will talk based on the facts and based on actually knowing what we're talking about. But before we go into that again, we have Tunde Lukman. Tunde, please, you have the mic.
All right. Good evening, everybody. And thank you for the space. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk about the INEC thingy. And I understand that we have our sentiments and also have the way we feel about how elections should be conducted. But this is Nigeria. And yes, truth be told, there's been improvements in the way INEC conducts election in Nigeria, and also improvement as regards registration of voters. So this current registration that is ongoing has been on since last year. I myself registered in June last year, which is like a year plus. And even after 1 year of registering, I haven't been able to get the permanent voters card because they had to produce it in bulk. So what they're doing is they had to stop registration by the end of this month because this thing is produced in Nigeria. They need to order from it, the different country, and then bring it back. So there's another battle after registering. The battle is collection, which would also be like the same battle we're currently fighting now, begging people to go register. And the funny thing about, we as Nigerians are very funny people, whereby we're told that you can register online. And even those of us that claims to be like educated refuse to register online until when we're told that the deadline was 30th of June, which was last month. And we started clamoring and then getting people to come out to register. And up to now, people are still giving excuse of, okay, there's still queue and there's still this one, there's that one. But truth be told, you can still register online even up till now. And then once you go to the INEC office, all you're doing is just the capturing, which is a biometric. So I think this is just a wake-up call for everybody that is on this space and haven't been able to maybe thinking of feeling discouraged going to the INEC office. You can still register online. And by the time you get to the INEC office, capturing your biometric is very easy because you won't need to go through the filling of the same data you've already filled online. It's just to get your fingerprints, and they even captured your passport also online. So I think we should also be proactive as Nigerians. We really want a change and things. And saying INEC is an APC or APC is controlling INEC, that is actually not so true because it's independent. Even though we feel like it's not independent, it's still independent, and we are also part of the system because we are the ones that vote and we're the ones that don't vote, and we determine the result. In as much as we feel as there's vote buying and some other rigging that will fail, INEC is also trying to improve, and that's why we had the beavers, which helps you to communicate easily. So for every number of voters that have been accredited at the polling booth, that is the number of votes that they would see. So you know that we accredited 10,000 voters in this area. The result must not exceed 10,000, and this result will now be electronically communicated to the area polling unit or the area office, which is also another way the INEC has seen to help reduce rigging as it comes to elections. So we also praise them for the things they are doing. Yes, can it be better? It can definitely be better. But for we as individuals, there's a lot we can do. Yes, the sensitization and awareness might not be there because I know some people will come and say the people in the rural area cannot use their phones or something. Yes, for those people, it's understandable that they can go to the INEC office and do the registration. But I think the Nigerian kind of attitude of waiting to the last minute before we want to do things is also one of the issues that is affecting us at today. So it's to encourage another person out there that let's get out there, do the online registration for those that have smartphones and access to. You can even help people to register if it's that serious in your community. Okay, you can register for people on your smartphone, and they just go to INEC office for capturing. So thank you very much. This is just my little contribution.
Okay, one moment. Yeah, this way. Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. And this PVC Wahala, Tuesday, you have your hand up. You've got the mic, please.
All right. So I just wanted to respond to what the last speaker said. So INEC has actually closed online registration. Online pre-registration has closed. That ended on May 30th. May 31st, sorry. That one has closed. So if you want to begin your registration on the INEC portal, you have to go to an INEC office. You cannot start registering on your phone and then say, I want to go to INEC to capture my biometrics. That ended far back in May. And that's part of what we've been engaging INEC about for the past 2 months, because I volunteer at PVC registration centers. And I've been, even online, I've also been putting it out, even on spaces. I joined an INEC space and I asked that question and they didn't answer me. I told them, why not reopen the registration portal online so that more people can begin registrations from their houses, and then they just come to INEC to round off the registrations. Actually, I was even against the fact that people will still have to go to an INEC office to round off registrations. I was against it, but he kind of explained. The excuse they gave me was that they didn't want dummies. By dummies, I mean demos. Sorry, they didn't want demo people just registering. They actually wanted everybody who registered to come into the INEC office to at least have that physical verification with them. So they didn't want anybody from anywhere just registering and then you've registered. No, they wanted people to come in so that they were insured and all that. But that's good. That's good. If it's their policy, it's fine. But if they had reopened the portal, like the last speaker said, it was to say, if they had reopened the portal, at least for these past 2 months that the registrations have still been ongoing, we would have had more numbers. Because people will just continue start from their phone. When you start from your phone, there's this ginger it gives you to actually go and complete it in the INEC office. You would know that you've started something, but you need to just complete it. So it might not take so much preaching to you to go and complete it. But since they stopped that, people I mean, people just relax. They didn't even want to start registration afresh anymore. So with our phones, what we can do now is to help people do transfers, help people do revalidation, help people apply for a replacement of their lost PVCs, help people to update information on their profiles. These are all we can do with our smartphones, because INEC has closed the pre-registration portal, and all our plea to reopen the portal, are falling on deaf ears, and we are just 10 days away. So I just wanted to make that point. Okay.
Thank you so much for that. Tunde. Okay, Tunde is no more here.
Yeah, I think he dropped. Okay, what we'll do is we don't seem to have much people wanting to speak. It's just us that have spoken before. So we'll go around everyone, and if we don't have new speakers, we can think about ending this space. Chude has just spoken. So, Iwane, are you still here, please?
Yeah, thank you. I'm here.
Yeah, please, just based on the things that's been said, because I think you were one of the earlier people that spoke, based on the things that's been spoken already, and if you have any final thoughts, please go for it.
So I would even speak on, because one thing is that anytime I'm trying to speak, I prefer to speak about what I'm convinced about. So what I want to even talk about is the issue of, us addressing labor in terms of structure. This is our talk of structure, right? I think that for those who may be closer to people who are also closer to our principal, you guys will have to communicate to him, in terms of addressing the issue of structure, because I have been to Labour Party, what is it called, office here where I live, which is in FCT. I've been to the so-called Labour Party office, right? And I went there, I have a small group. It's not even a prominent group or even any group that is known. We go out on our own, we carry Peter Obi banners, we campaign, talk to people, all those things. And we asked them, say, how far, how can we register to be members of the party? They say it has to come from our ward. And as of today, I know that even Abuja, which is the center and which is this thing, Labour Party is not registering people at, the various wards, because it means they will have to open offices or something like that. Now, what I'm saying now is that we as a people, we always say people are the structure, people are the structure, people are the structure. Okay, first is, I want to ask this question. In order to be the polling, what does it take to be the polling agent of a party? What I mean is, do you have to be a registered member of the party to represent that party in a particular polling agent? That's in a particular polling unit. That's what I want to know.
I don't know the answer to that. If anybody knows, please, could you chip in?
Okay, so I'll just continue. So although I believe that eventually this gap will be covered and all that.
Answer that.
Yeah.
I think you have to be a registered member of the party, because they used to carry this like in each polling unit during election day. There used to be agents of each party representing the party's interests in the election. So they used to wear tag all along during the election. So I think you have to be a member of the party to represent them. Or anyway, I think the best option to the man is that he should communicate with grassroots. But I will look for the platform and send to you, because like here in Port Harcourt, I stay in Port Harcourt here. Like here now, where we are now is word by word. Like you identify with people that you are staying in your area. Like if you registered in Obiapo, maybe Obiapo Primary School, for example, then from Get Back Niger, you can now see the people that are within you. You form a group and start including people around that are going to vote in that particular polling unit. So from there, we have a polling unit leader. Then we'll have a ward leader.
You understand? So all of us will know ourselves. We'll have meeting once in a month. We know ourselves even before the election. So you can't come to that polling unit and do anything and go free. You understand? So this is what we are doing in Port Harcourt here. So now we are now in the junction of polling units as I'm talking with you right now. So each polling unit now, we are getting the people that actually apply to vote in that particular polling unit. You form a, like my own now is Mandela Estate here. You understand? We're up to like 100 that are going to that place. We are very sure that if we are leaving in the morning, all of us will leave. We're even making arrangement on how we are going to contribute money and cook that day, so that in case if lasted duration was much, we'll cook within ourselves. Maybe our wife will bring it and we'll eat it that place and still wait until everything is over. So that is, you should not wait for Labour Party. That is what I'm saying. You can start organizing yourself, because Labour Party, they are still dealing with data and some other things, so that once they come out, everybody can register online one. You understand? So before waiting for them, you can start in your local. You understand? I will get the platform and send to you, so that you can ask whatever question you ask. You may have people that within you that have the answer to the question you just asked right now. Thank you. I hear you, man.
Thank you so much for that useful contribution. Imani, I hope that helps.
Yeah, it helps. No, but okay, see the thing now, right? Let me I understand what he's saying, and I've actually joined for the place where I'm going to vote. There's a place known as Karo Abuja. There's an INEC office there, and for that place, I've already joined the Take Back Niger on Telegram, and when they will have official meeting, even though I live at another location, but that's where I want to vote, because that's where my own family lives, and that place is very, very secure. So election time, I will go there. That's why I've decided to vote there. So all my Labour Party activities will be taking place in that place. So, but I know that, yes, like us knowing ourselves and going. But what's my exact question is this. So if on that day, would INEC say, okay, who is the polling agent of APC? Does that person need to have an ID card, an APC ID card? Who is the polling agent of PDP? Who is the polling agent of Labour Party? Would you need to have an identification that, yes, that's precisely, no, of course, we will be there and we will stand there and we will wait there, as supporters of Labour Party, but I want to know, do we need to be officially, or, can INEC, okay, for example, if something goes wrong, can we, as unofficial members, speak on behalf of Labour Party, or do we need to, that's what I want to know.
No, can I answer him?
Yeah.
Okay, what is there is this. Because, this Labour Party now is just a party that is not even up to 2 months. You understand? What they are going through now is what they never expected in their entire life to see. You understand? So they don't just want to recruit anybody. You understand? What they are doing, they are still doing their internal work, documenting and all that. So, but we, for example, where you say that you guys know each other and all that, from there you guys should keep on communicating with each other. Between now and the next 2-3 weeks, I believe they will be done. So within yourself, all of you will go and register. By the time you register, within yourself, you will now get somebody that is trustworthy, that will represent you in that polling unit as like we have already done it in our own side. We have already polling unit leader in this Mandela Estate. You understand? So when the time comes to officially document it, you understand? The only thing you need to do is to document it. And all of us have already agreed. Look at the person that is going to represent us. Then the person will be the Labour Party agent, which will have official card, which they will give you that you wear on your neck as a tag. You understand? That will represent you. So we're waiting for Labour Party for them to organize themselves. Let us keep on organizing ourselves. And mind you, this election itself, the way it's going to be done, for example, now all of us are educated. We know what is on board. After casting our vote, whether we'll have a representative as a whatever or whatever, we will force them to, you must download this thing in INEC server here. And once that is done, Everybody will get the details and all that. But apart from that, what I told you now is what you guys will do. You should have a polling unit leader and a ward leader from among yourself. When the time comes, you can meet Labour Party. Look at your group. They will come to the day you will have meeting. Because we'll have physical meeting at least once in a month. They will come that day. Look at our representative, look at our ward leader, look at this, you understand? Then they will officially endorse it. Then that is what I think you guys should try and do. Thank you.
Go ahead, please.
To contribute in this stuff you said, you have to have a tag, like ID card, for INEC officials to report any issues to you during the election day. You have to have a card, like as a party agent in your polling unit, for them to report any information to, like, do you get? So that's what
Okay, yes, I get what you said, and if you listen to me very well, you listen that while we are organizing ourselves now, it's not that we are not going to get to that process, but because of limited time, we want to start mobilizing people around us where we are going to vote. Like, for example, now our target is in this polling unit. For example, our target is not less than 2,000 people. That day, if I look for you, I didn't see you, I will call you. So before that, let us start to organize ourselves and wait for Labour Party. Before this thing you are saying now, between now and the next 2 months, all these things will be sorted out. The person that is going to represent them will have the tag and everything. Labour Party will clarify it. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do understand where I'm biased. But please, thank you. I do understand where I'm biased is coming from. Just like I said, I think Mba is also echoing it that he doesn't have the answer to give you to say yes or no that the representatives would need to be Labour Party members. But he's now suggesting that while we are waiting for that information and waiting for that to happen, that this is what we could be doing on the interim. But then common sense would tell me that for you to be a party representative on election day, that you would need to be that party member, or at least you would have some sort of accreditation from that party or an identification to say this is the person that is representing us here. So it has to be an official thing. I don't think it will be something anybody from the crowd will come out to say, oh yes, because I'm supporting a Labour Party, I'm here to oversee what is going on their behalf. But then, like I said, this is not me saying this is the official answer to your question, because I don't know. It's not something I've been involved with before or something I had previously taken time to study. But now that you've brought the question up, I'll research on it on my own just to have that information. Is that you done, Iwani, or do you have more to say?
No, I'm done.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sorry, let me add something. Can I add something to him?
Yes, please.
My brother, why I said what I told you now is that it's just like PDP and APC. They have been here for more than a decade, almost. You understand? So all this, the process that we want to achieve in few months now is something that have been there for a long time. So as they are doing that, all these things are going to happen. All of us here in that group chat, all of us are going to be a Labour Party member. Immediately the line is open. All of us will make sure that each and every one of us are members, and we'll make sure that whatever the leader needs in that day, we will get it even a few months before the time. So, but what I'm saying is that it should not prevent us from our mobilizing and organizing ourselves. You understand? So that is what I have to tell you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. So I understand the question from the previous speaker. He's more focused on how can one be a party agent. So I think the first step is to get registered on the party's platform. I know that there's still some technical work undergoing at the Labour, but you can still register on the website. There's a link for you to join the campaign. At least register on that place, and you could get first-hand information because to ask you for your location and also your ward. Then once you've been able to register on the website, that's Labour Party's website, you can now get details of maybe gathering one or two persons within your communities are also interested in this to start discussion, because sometimes they even, for you to be a party agent, you might not even vote in that election because yours is more of a supervision and ensuring that you get the votes from the people that are coming to vote for you, and there's no any form of rigging or trying to confuse people not to vote for your party at that polling unit. So bulk of your work that you need to also be identified by the party, which means before you can be a party agent, there has to be a form of verification and identity provided to you officially by the party and not by maybe people within or a group of people within the community. So it has to be official because these names will also be sent to INEC, which is the legal part of it. That, okay, these are the people that are representing us. So any other person coming to impersonate that person won't be able to work in that won't be able to serve as an agent for that party in that polling unit. And one of the challenges that Labour Party is having as of today is that large pool of people to serve as party agent. And that was that's to address the fear of that's Agbani in terms of structure. So, and that's why we're looking out for getting more people that are interested to take up the responsibility. And I like what Ambassador they are doing in Port Harcourt. I think it's something people are also doing in Lagos here. But like I said, officially, you need to first register on the party website and then join maybe some WhatsApp group or Telegram group that are talking about how to get more involved in the party. And after that, your details will be sent to INEC as an official party agent. And that way you can now represent the party at different polling units depending on where you would be on that election day. And not just even at the polling unit, you also have to move with the INEC staff up to wherever, like to the last bus stop where the collation would finally happen. So that's the point. And I understand your fear about structure, yes, because we had the same issue in Osun election where I think out of the polling units, they only had Labour party agents in just few of them. So, but election, which is a lot bigger and even larger than we expect, but it's something we can achieve looking at the number of people. So the voters will also be the party agents in the long run, because once you're coming to vote for Labour Party, automatically you should register to be a member of the party officially, and then also register to be a party agent for your polling unit or even another polling unit, depending on where you find yourself. So I hope that would also help. Thank you.
Yeah, that really helps. Thank you so much. Mba, I don't know. I know you've been speaking. You've been quite vocal. But do you have any final words? Because we're trying to run this.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. GodMen, do you have any final words before we close?
Yeah, Bamut. Before earlier, he said that in certain area, Lagos, they want to cancel all the polling units around there to be voting at Oba's. I don't know, at Oba's house. I'm trying to recall what he said earlier. So I don't know how we can tag INEC to any of the posts. So
yeah. Somebody said it here earlier. I can't even remember who it was. That said they have moved the polling units to the Oba's house. Iwani, please, you can speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So this is what came to occur to me some time ago. I was like, maybe our principal, that is His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. Still back to the polling agent matter. I think when the time is right, I don't know whether if he tweets it now, it will be unlawful or whatever. But I think when the time is right, he has to. Some of these things have to come from his own handle, maybe here on Twitter, Facebook, and he also has to say it also on TV. All those times they used to call him on Arise. He has to direct all, Labour Party supporters to go and actually register with the party. I think it's going to actually drive up the numbers in the localities that we need. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good strategy. People love him so much. People listen to him. So I'm sure if he says something like that, there will be some people who would respond to it positively. I think I've been sounding so negative since today, but it is what it is. I personally feel that Labour Party is not doing enough, but that is also a little bit understandable because they are overwhelmed by what is happening to them at the moment with the number of people trying to join their party and just all the stuff, all the good things that they never thought they would experience at a time like this. But then I just feel like there's something missing somewhere. I may not be able to, pin my fingers to it, but I don't really feel that nudge, from them as a party, but it's just all these individuals, Take Back Niger and other groups of people just trying to do stuff. But I don't know whether it is also because of the election rules. But like this structure thing is something that needs to be taken very, very seriously. But I've also heard Labour Party say that they are going to have like 15 people at every polling unit, overseeing what is going on. But I would ask myself now, so if they are working at a pace this slow, would they really be able to achieve this in the next 6 or 7 months? But we'll wait and see. In the absence of anyone else requesting the mic, we'll be rounding off the space now. Except if anybody wants to have a quick word, please, you can chip in now. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, guys. It's been a good evening. And then, rubbing minds and learning from one another. I really appreciate your company and you coming into the space. I hope we'll do this again very soon. Enjoy the rest of your night. It's good evening from me here. Bye for now. Bye.